Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you are the first time, my name is Tim and I'm a farmhand and I'm reacting on farm videos. Last few videos were about mostly cows, and that's because they got to blame a lot about the environment and stuff like that, and I have the most experience in farming with cows, so that makes it easier to react, I guess. But today we are going to have a farm tour at a sheep farm. By the looks at it, it's in the US. Not sure, but I guess it is. Yeah, I guess we just start. This is from the channel Ewetopia Farms. It has 22,000 subscribers, so please subscribe. I guess I can do that as well, because maybe she has some more nice videos I can react on. Let's see. Go.
Good morning, I'm Lynn, and welcome to another day at Ewetopia Farms. It's another dark and dismal day,
Cool.
as you can see. Typical for Canada weather at this time of
Canada,
year.
okay.
Somebody asked about our farm and how it was situated, kind of, and what it looked like. And I would like to say that for new viewers who haven't been with us for too long, I would recommend that you check my older videos, because I think I've covered just about everything right now, but there's always new people coming on, so because it's a daily vlog, it's ongoing. It keeps on where we left off the day before, but because it's a daily vlog, I have a huge history and backlog of videos that you can check other stuff out. But I am going to do kind of a farm tour today, so you can see where we live. This is not the pretty time of year to see our farm, but this is what it looks like at Ewetopia Farms in the wintertime. This is the street you'll come down, and that's our mailbox. It's been hit by a snowplow many times, so it's looking pretty ragged right now.
Collaboration is key for team success.
Sorry about that,
with ClickUp,
guys.
you can easily manage your team's tasks and timelines.
Yeah, sorry. Why not put the mailbox a little bit further to your fence so it doesn't get hit that much? Maybe it's not allowed there, but in Norway we don't put them there for that reason. Ooh, border collie.
And as you pull into the driveway, you're going to see our farm sign. We live on a fairly busy road, but luckily we're quite a ways back. So that's the main barn.
Those kind of sheep. The farm I work at just bought them, I think. Not sure it's exactly the same, but they look the same. And they were much quieter than the other sheep they had. Not sure if they still are, but maybe they learned from those sheep they already had. So now they have two different kind of sheep. I don't know. I like if they are more quiet than the other sheep, then I think I can appreciate them. But I don't really like to work with sheep because of they are very loud in the winter. So yeah, maybe that breed is better.
The section off.
It is better for the wool the quality of wool is much better.
To the front there, that's where our ewes are that have their lambs that are giving birth. And then at the very back there, that portion of the barn is where our misfit group is right now. That's at the back of the main barn. This is the main barn where we have all the jugs and the family pen set up. And
it is very, very big and high. Do they store food there, or maybe before, back in the day? I don't know. It looks very, very big.
Those are our silos and our grain bins and stuff. And this is the ram paddock here. And under that lean-to up there, that's where all the big boys stay. So this is our driveway. We have our flag up front. And that's our house in Canada.
the flag in US and I guess Canada as well. They always have the flag from the country on top of the post. We are not allowed to do that in the Netherlands. Theoretically, there's not really anyone who comes and pull it down or something, but I don't know, it's just not normal. So I think that's it's weird to see that people are flagging all day long, every day, day and night. Just I don't know. It's interesting to see how countries differ.
That's considered an old home. It will be around 100 years old, but Canada's a pretty young country, so that will be way up there in age. Our farm is situated on 300 acres. The main farm, this home farm portion, is on 100 acres, but we have various other farms down the road to make up the 300 acres. Plus, we rent fields from neighbors and stuff. So I think we're renting, I don't know, maybe another 200 acres. So that's the house. If you want to see the house and gardens looking pretty in the summer, I do have a video that you can search for. I really don't know how to put links up, but it's about the garden in summertime, and I take you on a tour around our garden. And as I walk up the driveway, you can see there's the
massive silos. They store grain in that as well then. For a sheep farm, it's not only sheep then. They have those silos, I guess.
rams out in the paddock area there. Our farm is facing south, so as I walk in towards the barns, I'm going north. And I'm gonna stop.
I like those cars, those trailers. It's not, I don't think it's allowed here. Never seen it. It's a typical North American thing.
Stop the tour portion here to do chores, and then we'll continue as we finish in this barn and we walk north between the stacks of hay there and head out over to the coveralls.
That's what I hate about the bales, like round bales. The amount of plastic we use. We really need to do that differently. That's my opinion as a farm enthusiast. But yeah. I guess it's the cheapest way. At least the machinery is cheaper. Not sure if it's the cheapest way.
This farm used to be a dairy farm, so that's why you'll often hear me call this area here the milk house, because this is where the milk tank used to be for collecting the milk. All that was removed when we started into sheep, but still the old names hold. So this is the old milk house.
Typical.
And this was the old dairy barn inside here.
A lot of
So
prices.
as we walk into the main portion of the barn, where we have the jugs and the family group, this would have been where all the cows were milked. There would have been stalls, tie stalls. It was a old tie stall barn, which meant the cows were tied up all day long, and they were milked. There were 40 cows on average milking in here. So a lot of dairy farmers, when they retire, it's hard for farmers to totally retire and leave livestock. So selling the dairy cows and going into sheep is often an alternative that they choose, so that they can still keep the barns running and get a little income and still have livestock around. So we find a lot of people getting into it are ex-dairy farmers.
So I guess the pension system is not as good as in Norway, in Canada. I know it's not like big money that you get if you're at pension. It depends a little bit how good your farm was, of course. How much money you made every year. If you look at farmers, they don't make much money in wages. Of course, the money that goes around, that's a lot. But the wages that they take out of the farm, that's almost nothing most of the time. But that's not only for farming, that's for other businesses as well.
And also dairy farmer wives, oftentimes the husband will have the dairy cows and a wife will have a small flock that she's running, because sheep are a little more manageable for women. Oh, let me feed Tommy first. You're patiently waiting, Tommy. I can see that. There you go.
No mice?
As you can see, our jugs are getting pretty small there. In that I mean that they're getting empty.
They feed only with hay.
So this is the family group in here. We only have 3 in here right now. When we renovated the barn and sold all the cows and everything, all the piping and stalls were torn out and reconfigured for sheep. This is the feed room. It was the feed room with the cows, and it's the feed room with us. However, it's kind of a messy area. Back here we used to have a TMR mixer for feeding the cows, because the cows were fed down an alleyway with a cart.
Every farm has a messy area or two, but I'm kind of amazed that she is showing it. Most farmers don't want to show it, because then the farm looks like worse than it actually is.
That was sold and removed because if you have a dairy check, in Canada, dairy farmers are on a quota. We have the only quota left in the world where it's totally government supported and they get raises and stuff to go with cost of living. So they have money to run these TMR mixers. It just wasn't practical for us to keep the TMR running because sheep don't produce the income that dairy does in Canada. However, if you were a dairy farmer and had all that stuff and you're all set up and everything's paid for, then you may as well use it. But when Arnie sold the cows, his mother had made him sign a contract when he purchased the farm that he didn't quite understand all the nooks and crannies, so we thought everything was paid up and it was all done. But when he sold the cows, she took him to court and didn't turn out well. So we are very conscious of money and had to basically rebuy the farm. So we started from scratch, and we're doing well, because if you run things
Wait, was that a family member that screwed him over? Yeah. Right? I don't know. Did not follow.
efficiently, it will work even with sheep. So if we climb this ladder, this goes up into the hay loft and the straw loft where we store little square bales, idiot bales as Arnie calls them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is up in the hay mow.
Are those hills?
We did a video of the hay mow as well, if you want to search through our videos and find that, where Arnie did the video and talked about the history. This over here on this side of the barn is all our straw, and on the other side we have hay, but we've been stopping using small bales, so you can see that the barn is slowly getting empty. We have one of the highest barns in the neighborhood.
This high.
Very tall barn. And this
Crazy.
barn is over 100 years old. It's
Oh,
really
looks
cool up here.
pretty cool.
Right now I'm in the barn that points out facing south to the road, attached to the main barn. This is where our sheep have their babies. This one here looks like she's pretty close too. Maybe not today, but soon. And this is where our little bottle babies escape into. They come from the other side of the barn. And as you can see, they sneak in here. I don't know why, but they do. It's part of the independence thing. One just came in now and is in the feeder back there. But this used to be the old heifer barn.
Yeah, that's something crazy lambs do. They always go where they not supposed to. And they don't want to stay with the mother for some reason.
That heifers are the cows that aren't milking yet, the young ones. So they would live in this barn, and that's why you'll sometimes hear me refer to this area when I come in here as the heifer barn. It's not a heifer barn anymore, but like I say, the name tends to stick. Before I head over to the coveralls, I'm going to let Heather and her lamb out today. Hi, sweetie. Come on. We're gonna follow your mommy out. Go on, Heather. Go on. Follow your mommy, okay? Follow your mommy. That way. There you go. There she goes. She's running up ahead. You gotta go quicker.
This carrier. Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to carry them.
Sometimes.
Speed the process up a little bit. Heather, you could have waited for your lammy. It would have been a nice gesture. There we go.
I like that they have straw on the floor. In Norway they have, or most of them have like wrists. So the shit and the piss goes down in the basement. I don't know, I don't really like it, but we don't have that much straw. So it's difficult to get enough as it is. So I guess that's the reason why they made those wrists they stand on.
Now, as I leave the milk house, you can see the farmhouse is right in front of us. But we're going to head north, up between the bales of straw, towards the coveralls and all our other outbuildings.
She doesn't mention the silos, so I guess they are not in use anymore.
This
Right.
lean-to here we use as hay and equipment storage for the bales that aren't wrapped. That laneway goes to the back of the barn, and you can see a door back there. That's the door where the lambs will come out when we move them over to the coveralls. So we'll open that door and they'll come out here and they'll walk down this alleyway. This is Arnie's shop in here where he does all his welding. On the opposite side is
In between hay bales.
where we have more dry hay
Good
storage.
idea. I can see closer.
And then we get into the sheep yard, basically, where all the coveralls are.
Alright.
So if we continue down that laneway there, which is covered with snow, but behind the gate, that takes you to...
Those coveralls, they must be cold inside them. I don't know how far north he lives, but still. I guess they don't shear the sheep twice a year. Then?
To the back of our home farm. Back there we have pastures and crop fields and a forest. On this side, which is the west side, this is our newest coverall, and this is where right now our rowdy bunch of young lambs and loony are staying, as well as the Dorset ram lambs and the yearling Suffolk rams there in that barn. This is the oldest coverall, it's the one in the middle. We did this one first, and that's why this one is 10 feet narrower. This is a 40-foot width, and it's a little longer than the others. So they're the same size, but this is narrower and longer. The two new ones we did are wider, and we prefer the wider. It gives the animals more space. And the barn where Arnie is, that's where...
How many sheep did they have? Did he say that? I don't know. I cannot remember if he told us. He told us about how many acres he had. Seems to me it's a lot of sheep.
Where all the mums and lambs are right now from the first groups. And this was the second coverall that we built. So you can see in here we have a nice yard here, and because they're all close together, it's easy to feed the animals, and each coverall has access to a pasture, so they can all go out to graze in the summertime. And that's looking back towards the main barn. So that's the layout of our farm. All these coveralls were constructed after the dairy cows left. Except for the old one. If you can see, there's a really tiny seam there before the big length at the back. He did have a little tiny coverall here for newborn calves, but we put an addition onto it when we got the sheep.
Yeah.
These two new coveralls,
Right.
the
Just
second
you
and
just
third
roll it
coverall
out.
that we built.
You just put it down and then
They
you
are
roll it.
50 feet wide by 140
Look
feet
like it.
long, whereas the old one is
Let's go
40
back to
feet.
it.
Have a little tiny 140 feet long.
Okay. It just pulls it from each other. I guess if it's hay, you can just roll it, and the bill gets smaller and smaller. Never tried that before. But
These two new coveralls, the second and third coverall that we built, they are 50 feet wide by 140 feet long, whereas the old one is 40 feet wide by 160 feet long. Last night Arnie brought the jumping box for this group. So as you can see, they've already found it, and it's already the favorite hangout. What do you guys think?
they seem happy. maybe a little bit
I
small
think
with
it's
so many lambs.
a black domination for sure, with the white ones fighting to get up there. Lots of fun for
Discrimination.
these guys. Hey guys. Hi,
Lambs are
what do you
fun.
think? Hi. Oh, you're so funny. Yes. Hello, what do you think about that? Is that a camera? Yeah. Pretty clever you are. Hi, you're a handsome boy. I'm back in the main barn and I'm just tagging the last 2 lambs that are in the jugs. I did this guy, just finished this guy here. He's in
They have a very small tags.
because he didn't like the tail docking.
Yeah, the
And
bigger
I'm
ones
just
in
gonna
Norway.
grab his brother here. I've got everything in my little bucket here all set up. So I just have to log in the next lamb. I used to log them in as I tagged them, but it's easier, I find, just to do it while the tags and everything are in the bucket.
Okay.
So I'm gonna lock that lamb into his farm tag. And his farm tag's gonna be 605. And he's gonna be the last one. Save and add. Whoop.
605.
There we go. These are Snappy Sons, 2 really nice looking boys here.
Ooh. That was the camera.
So this is the last little lammy we're gonna do. I'm gonna tag him with his radio tag, his farm tag, give him his selenium shot under the skin,
Yeah.
give him a little Baycox to prevent coccidiosis. Swallow that, buddy. I'm gonna spin him around and do his tail. Right to where the skin is.
Okay.
And his mom is 190. So we're gonna spray that on his back. Mom, go on. Scotty's watching too, and the mom does not like the cat near her lamb.
So that's to cut off the tail then. Alright. We never do that. We don't have
Last
tails.
lamb done. Later on today, I'm probably going to let them out of the jug, and that's it. No more sheep in the jugs right now. Mom, please. That was the mom. Hey, they're both done. Scotty's here watching because Scotty wants some food. And when he hops in
Again?
here, she'll literally charge across the pen to try hit him. So
I've
he's
had that
staying
once
up there,
with a
but
cow.
she still doesn't like him there. Yeah, you're protecting your lambs. He's not a killer cat. For several months now, we've
It
been
is.
feeding water with this many buckets to sheep in jugs. And right now, with that last ewe getting her lambs tagged, she's got a bucket of water. But if nobody lambs today or tonight, tomorrow there'll be no pails of water to do. May seem like a small thing, but today's chores took about an hour less time than normal because everybody's in groups now. with automatic waterers.
Mhm.
The lambs are drinking off bottle holders, the ones that are still drinking bottles, and things go a lot quicker, which means that we have a little more downtime or can at least go through our chores at a much more decent pace instead of rushing all the time. So it's a good feeling today.
Yeah.
And Arnie's moving manure again from the ram pen.
Those dogs so close to the machine. See?
So hopefully that gave you a little idea of how our farm.
I don't like that. I want the dogs gone, or at least at the leash somewhere, so I know they are not constantly around my machine. I'm just too afraid to hit them, so I don't drive fast enough to do my work.
Farm is all set up here, and thank you for watching. Hope you join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia.
Yeah, all right. I kind of like this. It's very snowy. It doesn't look as great as in the summer, I guess. But I really like to see how all the countries farm. A lot of similarities, but a lot of differences as well. So it's very interesting to see how they farm in Canada. Yeah, that's about it. I don't think they did anything wrong. It's just that they do things differently. Very, very interesting. But thank you for watching. And if you have any comments, put them down below. If you have any other videos that I need to respond to, or you want my opinion about, email me to farmhand.reacts@gmail.com. Yeah, that's about it for today. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.